recent mass trials of Cubans that participated in the protests for political reform last year. Almost 800 people has been charged, with more than 170 already convicted, some of them facing years of prison. Is there a space for new sanctions? Can we expect like a response for the U.S. government, as you have praised the demonstrators last year?
Well, it is true that ever since the protests that began on July 11th of last year, we have seen the Cuban government respond with their trademark brand of repression of their own citizens. We believe, and you've heard from us, that the Cuban people, just like people around the world, have every right to continue to voice their desire for fundamental freedoms. And we condemn the failures of the Cuban government to protect those universal rights, and the failure of the Cuban government to meet the most basic needs of the people. Again, rather than focusing on its own provision of services, its own governance, the protection of rights within Cuban society, the Cuban regime has responded with repression. And it was just last month that the so-called Damas de Blanco were imprisoned for doing nothing more than exercising what should be a universal right. We support the rights of Cubans and people everywhere to exercise their freedom of expression and peaceful assembly. We call on the Cuban government to respect these rights and to release those unjustly detained for peacefully protesting. No one should face prosecution. No one should face imprisonment for exercising a right that is as universal in Cuba as it would be anywhere else.
But is the U.S. government thinking about new sanctions, or is there a space for new sanctions given the big scope of they're already in place?
Well, ever since July 11th of last year, we have enacted a series of measures to promote accountability against those individuals and entities within the Cuban government who are responsible for this repression, who are responsible for the violent crackdowns on peaceful protesters last summer and in the ensuing weeks. So we will continue to look to ways to promote accountability and to uphold and protect and promote what should be the universal rights of the Cuban people. Yes, Ben.
Yesterday, the New York Times sued